Hey guys, Jeff Kram, the hardest working man in real estate. I also, with me again, and she had a little short hiatus from my show, Deanna Perrish.
Hi everyone.
With home loans.
Pinnacle Capital Mortgage, but our website is mendohomeloans.com.
Okay, so she's going to be with us today. That's her phone number in the background there, so if you want to get pre-qualified, she's a lady to talk to. So what's new in the lending industry? I heard the interest rates have really come down.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say huge drop, but we've noticed some improvement this week in interest rates. We're seeing what they were back in November, right after the election. So if you've been pre-approved in the last couple months, it might be a good idea to check in to see if your rate is possibly improved. And that could also help with qualifying at a different price range or locking it in if you're not locked yet. So it wouldn't hurt to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, just like a half a point in the interest rate is a big, huge difference in your purchasing power.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like in some cases could be as 25 to 35, 40 grand.
Right. So if you were approved at 350, a higher interest rate could, easily bring you down to 325, if not more.
Yeah, in some cases, depending on your credit.
Exactly. Which leads me, we were just talking about the importance of getting pre-approved. The market is pretty competitive, and sometimes when you find that dream home, there's, 3 other people writing offers on it. So being pre-approved is a major part of getting your offer accepted, but also there's loan and appraisal contingencies that are important, and sometimes you might have another buyer who says that they can get their loan approved in 10 days. If that's what you're dealing with, it would be a good idea to check with your lender to see if they can meet that contingency also, and that might help your offer get accepted over somebody else's. So there are ways, without it just being about purchase price, that can help get your offer accepted.
Well, with our inventory the way it is, and as being historically low as that it is, it is kind of crazy out there right now. And, I think that with the interest rates and everything else going on, buyers get kind of, they get confused and they get tired of being beat out. I mean, I have buyers that we've written 6 offers and, and we're not there, and the houses are going over asking price and they're not appraising. And, that's the last thing I would do is have a buyer put any more money into a property than I think they should, because if the appraisal doesn't go right, who's the bad guy?
Exactly. So it is very important. And then also looking at the other ways of getting your offer accepted. If you're tapped out at 350 and you can't go any higher, then it is a good idea to check with your mortgage lender to see how can I make my offer look better, and your lender and your realtor can work together to make that possible for you.
Definitely. Definitely a team effort.
Yes, it is. It is. So what's happening in the market?
Well, the market, there was a few new properties this week. There's just I think there was 8 total this week, and there's just a handful of the ones that are like reasonable.
These are new on the market?
Yeah, these are new this week on the market. Despenia, that's 348.5. That's a beautiful house right over there by the high school. It's a really nice house. Lockwood, great starter home. Doesn't need a lot, really clean. Nice. There's Eastside Potter Valley Road. That's Potter Valley.
Okay.
That came on the market. I couldn't put the price in there because I just ran out of room. I think we're at $499 or something like that. I honestly don't remember. I have my notes in front of me, but clean little house. It's a really clean little house. I thought, like almost an acre, I think.
Oh wow!
Really nice little spot. Yokeo Drive, 1290 Yokeo Drive. They actually came on the market and lowered the price right off the bat. So.
Great. I
think that I saw this house this week, and it is a really clean little house. Pretty financeable in my condition, my opinion. Then 615 Donner Lane, that is over by the high school also.
Okay.
And 365, great price. I haven't been in it. I've only seen the pictures.
Okay.
But how can you go wrong? So there is some inventory out there.
Nice. Yeah,
so don't be afraid
for a while.
to go and look and
see if you like it.
Yeah, and a lot of local people know the neighborhoods and they know where they want to be, and so this is a good selection of properties. And Potter Valley listings, very rare nowadays. I mean, maybe one a month.
Yeah.
Really in Potter Valley. So And I think the whole cannabis situation is also changing the climate in Potter Valley a little bit, which is a good thing because it'll help with property values.
Right.
It has a little bit of a stigma.
That'll be great.
So we got some open houses to talk about. Lots of open houses this weekend. There's none last weekend.
None.
None. Not one open house. And these are what's on the MLS.
Okay.
I don't go Craigslist and Facebook and I just go to MLS and see what's so. If you go to greaterhomes.org, if you're looking for open houses, you just go to greaterhomes.org and they'll show you all the
Everything
open houses.
That's available.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 801 Lennox. That's a beautiful house in Redwood Valley. That's Carmen's listing that one, and that's at 12 to 2.
I've seen that. Nice
and
house.
then 450 East School Way. That's a manufactured home right there by the old Redwood Valley. I think the back's into Eagle Peak.
Okay.
It's an acre. I've showed it twice.
Okay.
It's a nice manufactured home, but 2003 or something like that. So it's really
so
new.
It qualifies for all financing.
Yeah, and it's got a 2-car detached garage with it's maybe 2.5-car garage.
Okay.
Beautiful little house. And then Donner's going to be have an open house this weekend from 1 to 4.
Okay.
Vichy Hills, beautiful home.
Yeah.
1 to 4, and then 408 Fircrest. That's a $1.5 million house.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you ever want to walk through a $1.5 million house,
check it out.
Go there.
Very nice.
It is gorgeous. The landscaping is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is just.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah,
beautiful home.
2.5 acres.
Beautiful home.
Yeah, beautiful home. So I definitely would recommend walking through a $1.5 million house once. I can't
see what it's
one,
like.
Hey,
how does the rest of the world live?
Their half lives. I usually don't have those kind of, but it was interesting. So, nice. What else is new?
Well, there is a scenario that does come up quite a bit, and a multi-unit property. So you can buy a property, you can buy a duplex using an FHA loan. You can buy a triplex using a FHA loan as well. Still just 3.5% down, and you can live in one and rent out the other units. You can use that income to help you qualify for that. So,
can you do that with VA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How about post and pair with VA?
Usually, as long as the appraiser, makes the correct comments about it that we need, it seems to be stable. Generally, it should be okay.
What about if you have an accessory unit? Sorry, that's what we're supposed to call them now.
Yes.
And that's on post and pair.
It depends.
But it's legal second unit.
It is, as long as it's a legal second unit per the county, then we can use that.
Okay.
Also, the great thing about that, if you have a legal second unit, you can also use that income to help you qualify for the property that you're wanting to buy.
What about if it's vacant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You just
need a lease agreement.
Lease agreement.
Yeah,
so,
from a potential tenant.
Okay.
So there's a lot of options to help you get into these other houses. Sometimes people feel discouraged; they're not finding the right properties. But a triplex out there for $400,000 do come across the market. Sometimes a duplex, and that will qualify.
There's a couple here in town.
That will qualify.
Right side by side.
Right. So that's always an option out there, and people are always surprised that, we can afford that. We have a little bit of extra rental income to help us meet that payment, so it can be a benefit.
Oh, we have a question. Somebody wants to know about renovation loans.
Oh, yes. So there's the 203K loan, FHA, which is a great product as well if you have a distressed property. Or let's just say it's ugly, needs new carpet and paint, so you can get a renovation loan from anywhere from $10,000 all the way up to, $80,000 or more if you need to add a room. If you find a perfect house that's 3-bedroom, but your family needs a 4-bedroom, you can use an FHA loan to get you there.
Yeah.
So it is possible. There's lots of possibilities out there.
So what's new in the conventional market? I know it's kind of still a little crazy out there with conventional.
Yeah. Sometimes also people do qualify for a conventional loan, putting 3% down, more so than an FHA 3.5%. People are always a little surprised by that. The benefit, if you do qualify, is that you avoid, you get cheaper mortgage insurance. FHA does charge an upfront mortgage percentage fee, plus they charge you monthly. With a conventional 3% down, you're not paying upfront mortgage insurance, and the monthly fee is a little bit cheaper usually. But there's ways that we can price that out to compare. And sometimes it's a better option. Plus, a conventional loan is not as strict as FHA. So it's might be easier.
Payment's not a problem.
It's not a problem. So if you have to end up going that route with the house that you find, a conventional product can be a good option for some.
Yeah, sometimes that's going to be required.
That's
why when you work with your realtor, you need to make sure he has enough experience.
Correct.
To be able to go into the house and say this loan's going to work and this loan's not going to work. They don't need to make a phone call. They just need to know.
Exactly.
And so experience does pay off sometimes.
Yeah. And that's kind of what, your job is too. You being able to, and having the knowledge to walk into a home, knowing what you're pre-approved for, the amount, and someone like Jeff as well, who will be able to negotiate certain terms for you and notice that, okay, that we can't make it work with this loan, but maybe let's go back to your lender and see if we can get it to work this way. So sometimes you do have to get creative, and having the right agent makes a huge difference.
Well, part of and I always tell people this, I'm not a salesperson. I am not here to sell you a house.
Right.
I am here to consult you on the best way to buy the house you want. And that's where the experience part comes in. And you can look at 3 different houses, and they may need 3 different types of loans. They may need 2-3 different types of strategies. So,
exactly.
I've closed well over 300 properties in my career. So it's definitely important to work with somebody who is able to get the answers to you right away.
Right. And recognize that as soon as you walk into the home.
Yeah. And even from the pictures.
Right.
You can usually tell.
Yeah. This isn't going to be an option for us.
Yeah. If I see broken stuff in the pictures, well.
Yeah. We know that's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Or if you do really love the house, a knowledgeable real estate agent will help you find ways to make it happen.
Yep. There's always that 203K.
There's always that.
There's always that fail-safe.
There's ways to get creative. It's possible. You just,
Definitely.
Having the right team behind you.
Yep. Somebody's willing to work hard for you. It's the hardest
working
man in real estate.
Exactly.
Anyway, so on that note, there we go. Hey, glad you made it back on the show.
Yeah, thank you. It's great being here. Great being here.
Yeah, I'm trying to do these weekly.
Okay.
And I was trying to do them daily, but man, there's just the inventory. There's nothing to report today.
Not a lot to talk about.
So the weekly thing is pretty nice because it lets everybody know, and you can watch it at your leisure. And but
contact Jeff if you have any questions.
Here, phone number.
There you go.
So 707-489-2191 and
468-8500.
So until next week, goodbye, y'all.
Bye. Have a good weekend.